Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a baby tee, again, just because my older tutorial I was still learning some things, so this tutorial is going to be a little bit easier, more updated, and more clear. So here are some examples of some tees I've made using this method, and you can make them long or cropped, whatever you like. So the first step is going to be gathering your materials. So you're going to need the shirt that you're reworking, a shirt that you want to model the size after that fits you well, some pins, fabric scissors, and then paper to trace on. So the first thing I'm doing is just laying out that paper that I'm going to trace on, putting that t-shirt that I'm modeling the size after, laying it flat on top, and then I'm going to trace basically everything except for the sleeves, and then I'll trace the sleeves separately. So make sure you lay it out flat and everything matches up so that you can get an accurate trace. And then as you're tracing, you can either make it perfect to the size and just add seam allowance as you're cutting, or you can add the seam allowance to what you're tracing, just however you want to do it. The next thing I do, and these are what your your cutout pieces should look like, I'm going to cut off the sleeves, and then I'm gonna cut out the sleeves according to what I've traced, and then I'm gonna fold the shirt in half and cut it out according to the body part that I traced, and you'll just see what I'm doing there. Once that's all done, I'm going to take the sleeve, make sure I have it folded in half, and I do keep the hem of the original sleeve, just so it makes it easier. So I'm gonna fold that sleeve. If you see there's a curve, so I'm gonna match that curve up to the curve of the shoulder. So I fold the sleeve in half, I make a little snip in the middle, so that I know exactly where that center is, and then I match it up with the center seam of the shoulder, and then I just pin all the way around, and this is what it all should look like. And then I'm gonna just take it to the sewing machine, and then I take it to the sewing machine, lay it out flat, make sure there's no bumps, and I just do a straight stitch all the way where my pins are. I do a zigzag. Since I don't have a serger yet, it would be better if you had a serger, but for now I just do a zigzag over the side to finish off all of that. And then you should have a beautiful sleeve on each side. So then once your sleeves are done, you're gonna move on to the sides. So you're just gonna make sure those seams around the armpits match up, and you're just gonna pin up and down the sides, leaving that I still have that about a centimeter of seam allowance. So I just follow that. And then one thing I forgot to show you was you should pin even going up the side of the sleeve so that you can shut that sleeve. I totally forgot to pin there, but yeah, you should do that. And then I'm just gonna sew that the exact same way I sewed the sleeves on. Then once that is done, I'm gonna add a hem to the bottom, so I'm just gonna fold it in twice and pin it there. And then what I do is a zigzag stitch. I don't have I can't do a proper hem just yet, so what I do for now on stretchy shirts is a zigzag. And so one stitch hits the part that's like folded up, and then the other stitch hits the rest of the shirt, if that makes sense. So you'll see like one side goes in the part that I pinned, and the other side goes right on the outside, and that just keeps it nice and flat. And then once you're done with that, just flip the shirt inside out and you have a brand new spankin' shirt. So I hope you enjoyed this and it was helpful. And yeah, happy sewing.